Question number 18. When loading data into SAP HANA, which of the following tasks can you perform using data services? So, excuse me, participants. What can we do in data services? When loading data into SAP HANA, which of the following tasks can you perform using data services? What tasks can you do inside data services? Please see participants. Click Start, click All Programs, click on Data Services, click on Data Services Workbench. So what is the purpose of data services? Data services is nothing but it is to migrate data from SAP non-SAP to HANA S4 HANA systems. So let us enter the password. I'm logging into data services. So here you have a table, and here you have the query transform, and here you have the target table. You see, upload data via HANA Studio. Now how this is relevant, this answer, upload data via HANA Studio. So data services is having a separate user interface. What is the name of that user interface? Data services workbench. So there is nothing relevant to the HANA Studio because it has a completely different UI. So this is HANA Studio, and here you have data services. So this answer is not relevant. Data filtering. Where can you filter data inside data services? Please see participants. Now go back, click on the query transform, open this, and here you see there's something called filter. Click on the filter. Here you see you filter, edit filter, and do you see I can filter data? So can I filter data in data services? Yes, we can filter. We can filter data inside the data services. So let us go back. Let us go back, participants. So here you have the data filtering. So this one answer is B. So can data services do real-time replication? Participants, can data services do real-time replication, or SLT can do real-time replication? Real-time replication can be done by data services or SLT? SLT. Data services cannot do real-time replication. It's a batch. You can do a background schedule. You see, once I go back, just I would like to show you these options so that At least we can register once LTRC, select any of the connection, click on details. What is difference? Can we see what is real time? Real time. So what is real time? SLT is real time. But what about data services? It is batch process. So C also is not the right answer. Then data transformations. So let us go back. So what do you see? Transformation. What kind of transforms you have here? You have transforms like table reader, file reader, table loader. All these are what? Transforms. Transforms. So all these are different transforms. So in this question, the right answer is to filter data and do data transformations. Okay, participants. Okay, let us go to the next one. Question number 19. It is almost similar to the question number 17, 16. It's almost similar to question number 16. DC participants again. Which of the following actions must you perform in the SAP HANA system to transport content to another SAP HANA system? Which of the following actions must you perform in SAP HANA system to transport content to another SAP HANA system? Generate and save an export file to a shared directory. Assign the content repository to a transport request. Mass copy the content repository to another SAP HANA system. Assign the package to a delivery unit. Participants, which of the following actions must you perform in an SAP HANA system to transport content to another SAP HANA system? Choose two options. So, participants, which one do you think is the right answer? So, how can you transport content to another HANA system? Just now we see. Assign package to a delivery unit. So after you assign the package to a delivery unit, what is the next step? Generate and save an export file to a shared directory. Okay, participants. So the first answer is assign the package to a delivery unit. So we need to assign the package to the delivery unit. And the next answer is you need to generate and save an export file to a shared directory. Okay, participants. Question number 19. Okay, let us go to the next one. The IT department has service level agreements, SLA, that states all the production systems must be available to the end user within half an hour of any type of system failure. Which of the following helps to meet SLA for SAP HANA system failures? The IT department has a service level SLA. So they have a SLA that states all the production systems must be available to the end user within half an hour of any type of system failure. Within half an hour of any type of system failure, which of the following helps meet SLA for SAP HANA system failure? Okay, now, what is the time here? Within half an hour for any kind of system failure. Now, disaster recovery may take more than half an hour. Disaster recovery means, suppose there is an earthquake. You have one data center in Japan, another data center in India. So Japan data center, due to earthquake, not able to respond. So immediately the data center in India needs to up and running. But for this, half an hour is not the time frame. Okay, scale up. Only scaling up the systems will not help for any type of system failure. Scaling it up can be done in different ways. To scale up system will not help in system up and running in 30 minutes. Side-by-side scenario. Side-by-side scenario means SLT. SLT is called a side-by-side. You have SAP system, you have HANA system. You would like to replicate data in real time. Now suppose say an error occurred. SLT system is not working. Can we ensure that within 30 minutes it will be up and running for any kind of system failure? How this system will help to up and running of any kind of scenarios within 30 minutes? The final answer is scale out and high availability. So we need to configure the high availability scenarios for the system up and running. This is called as scale out high availability. So when you configure the high availability, systems are up and running 99.99%. So we need to scale out for the high availability. For any kind of system failures, it will be up and running. The participants. So what is the meaning of scale up? Nothing but scalability. You'd like to scale the systems, something you'd like to make in larger in size, like increasing the CPUs, increasing the RAM, increasing its capacity to make it something very large is nothing called a scale up. That would not help in disaster recovery. That would not help in systems to be up and running within half an hour. Okay, let us go to the next question. Which of the following can you use to implement currency conversion in an information model? The question is, which data models can implement currency conversion? Participants. So currency is nothing but master data or transaction data. Currency is master or transaction? Obviously transaction. Currency deals with amounts. It deals with amount. Anything amount related data is nothing but currency. When you're doing currency conversions, it's asking which information model can we use. When you would like to use currency conversions, In which information model can we use? Okay, a calculated column inside a calculation view. So can we implement currency conversions inside a calculation view? Yes. Inside a calculated column, we can implement currency conversion. Sorry, we can implement currency conversion. Yes. Please see. Let me go back. Let us go to the calculation view. Click new. Once you click new, let us give the name. Click finish. So once you click finish, so here you can see, click on new calculated column. So once you click on new calculated column, click on semantics. Select the semantic type amount with currency code. Then here you see at the currency, excuse me, participants, sorry. So at the currency, you can implement the currency conversions where inside the calculated column. So do you think first answer is the right one? A calculated column inside a calculation view, you can do it. Okay, a restricted column inside an LAD view. Restricted columns are used for master data. They're used for master data, so you cannot use them for currency conversions. A calculated column inside an LAD view, yes. So if you go back, DC participants, when you double click on the LAD view, right click on the calculated column, click new, click on new calculated column. So can we use inside? Please say I can use amount with currency code. I can use this inside, even inside an LAD view. Okay, participants? Yes, we can use. A calculated column inside an attribute view. Now, attribute views are used for master data. When using for master data, how can I use a calculated column for currency conversions? I cannot use. So D is the wrong answer. We cannot use a calculated column in a calculation view. A calculated column in a calculation view. A restricted column in an analytic view. A calculated column in an analytic view. A calculated column inside a calculation view, a restricted column in an analytic view, a calculated column in an analytic view, a calculated column in an attribute view. So attribute views we cannot use, restricted columns we cannot use, we can only use it. Answer number A and C. So please see the answer. A and C is the right answer. This time I'm going a little slow. Okay, next question. So I'm trying to repeat multiple times. Which view do you use to combine two analytic views? Participants, this is a very simple question, very straightforward. Which view do you use to combine two analytic views? Inside which view can we use to combine two analytic views? Analytic views can be combined in which view? Can it be done inside an attribute view? Or it can be done inside a calculation view? Or you can do it inside an analytic view, inside an analytic view. Using inside an attribute view is not possible. Just now we see. Even please see. If I open an analytic view, can I use another analytic view inside this analytic view? I cannot use. I cannot use one analytic view inside another analytic view. Then where I can use, please see, when I double click on the calculation view, double click on the calculation view. Now can I drag and drop this inside? Please see what this means. I can drag and drop inside. I can drag and drop inside the analytic view. Okay, okay everyone. Let us go to the next question. Question number 23. You have created several information models. A colleague of yours need to be able to work on your information model. Which privileges do you have? Which privilege do you give to your colleague? You have created several information models. A colleague of yours need to be able to work on the information model. Which privilege do you give to your colleague? So the question is very simple. Whenever you would like to give information models are in package. If you would like to give to your colleague your package, we need to control using package privilege. Where is this package privilege? Which privileges do you need to give to your colleague? Package privilege. You need to assign the package to your colleague so that he can access your data models. Where is this, please see? Go back, scroll to the top, close the content, expand the users, double click on the user, once you double click on the user, here you can see package privilege. So as the package privilege, click on the plus icon. Give the name of the package. Give the name of the package. Just you can give any package, SAP. As I'm trying to show you. Just trying to refresh. Just you select this package and click OK. So here you can give this. So once you assign these privileges, whatever the data models that are there inside the package can be accessed by your colleague. All these data models can be accessed by your colleague. So it's nothing but called as package privilege. Okay, let us go to the next question. Question number 24. Which version of your information models are visible on the history tab of the modeler perspective in the HANA Studio? So which versions? What is the version of the information model are visible on the history tab of the modeler perspective in the HANA Studio? So when you go back, expand the content, TC participants. When I right click on the any data model, so here you see there's something called history. Click on this history tab. Once you click on this history tab, what do you see here? Now the question is, the version that is displayed here, is it displayed for active versions or inactive versions? Only the last active version, all the active and inactive versions, all the active versions, the last active and inactive. So what is asking? If you right click on any data model and click history, the version of the object is displayed over here. Is it displayed for active only, active, inactive, or only inactive? So it can only display for objects which are completely active. Only active objects can display the version. If the object is inactive, the version is not changed. The version is same as before. So question number 25. Prior to modeling in SAP HANA, you want to validate a referential integrity between two very large tables in SAP HANA database. Which tool would you use? So what is a referential integrity? Normally in SAP HANA, whenever you would like to join two tables, what do? We take them inside the data foundation. A data foundation is a place where we join tables together. And you can also define different join type, like inner join, left outer join, right outer join. Now here what does he say? Prior to modeling. So even before you start data modeling in SAP HANA, so here we are not using the classic GUI window. We would like to use to validate inside video. Select the system, and here you can see Open SQL Console. Click on Open SQL Console. For example, let's say a simple statement. Create schema 1, 2, 3, for example, and click execute. So here, statement create schema 1, 2, 3 successfully executed. Expand EDB, expand the catalog, enter 1, 2, 3. So here you can see the schema with the name 1, 2, 3 got created. So, so we can use this SQL console to validate the referential integrity between two very large tables. Suppose say you would like to check the differential integrity between header table and item table. All the rows that exist in header, like VBLN, sale order ID, will also be available in item table. You would like to check, so there is no case where you have order ID in an item table and then you don't have it in the header table. So this kind of integrity you can check using SQL console by writing SQL statements. So the answer for this is SQL console. Question number 26. What is the advantage of reporting directly on a column table? Why should we use column tables directly to read data to the user interface? In which case are we going to use column tables? And then what is the advantage of using column tables directly to read data in the user interface? Provides multi-language support. It eliminates the need of additional modeling. It shifts complex calculations and logic to SAP HANA. It supports analytic privileges. So where are column tables? Column tables are under schema. Where is schema? Schema is under catalog. What do we do with the column tables? We use these column tables in data modeling. Even you have column tables, we need to use these column tables inside the data foundation when you start creating the data models. So in this case, what is the answer? It provides multi-language support. It eliminates the need for additional modeling. It shifts complex calculations and logic to SAP HANA. It supports analytic privileges. So what is the answer for this question? It eliminates the need for additional modeling. Why it eliminates need for additional modeling? Directly you can use these column tables in the user interface. We don't require modeling. But what disadvantage we have when we directly use column tables in the user interface? There is no multilingual support. The text would not be displayed based on the user language. So whatever the text that displays, it is due to the text join. Now text join is a join that is available inside the modeling. Text join is available inside the modeling. We cannot directly impose text join on a column table. And second thing is, we cannot control data directly on a table. Controlling data, what data should be used by what business user, can be controlled using analytic privileges. And even we cannot control data when you're trying to read directly the column table. We cannot impose privileges. To impose privileges, we need to use analytic privilege. And analytic privileges can only work on data modeling. So there are disadvantages, there are advantages. The advantage is no need of modeling. Easy to consume in the front end. The disadvantage, no multilingual support. No analytic privileges support. So the answer for this question is B. It eliminates the need of additional modeling. Question number 27. You want to aggregate the grand total sales amount into one currency. You want to summarize the grand total sales amount. You want to do what? You want to summarize the grand total sales amount into one currency. which of the following cases would you perform the calculation before aggregation? Choose two. So when should you go for calculation before aggregation? You would like to calculate before it aggregates. So when is that scenario? The first answer is when a line item table contains sales values of two different currencies. So when you have two different currencies, you would like to consolidate into one single currency. When an aggregate table by country contains sales values in three different currencies. So what he is saying here, you would like to aggregate the total the total sales amount into one currency. So you would like to do currency conversions from multiple currencies to a single currency. So in the first answer, so you have two different currencies, you would like to convert into one single currency. And here you have three different currencies. Whereas in the answer B, it is only one currency, and here also you have only one currency. So you would like to summarize the grand total sales into one currencies when you have multiple currencies coming from the source. So A and D is the right answer. What type of calculation would you create to ensure the fastest calculation performance? So which is the fastest calculation engine? The fastest calculation engine in SAP HANA is a calculation engine. So calculation engine can do fastest calculations. What will a join engine do? So where is the join engine? A join engine is inside the attribute views. It can do the fastest join operation. What will OLAP engine do? OLAP engine is inside the analytic views. It can do the fastest aggregation. So every engine has an importance. Attribute views perform the fastest join operation. Analytic views perform the fastest aggregation or summarization of data. Calculation engine can do the fastest calculations. So in this case, what type of calculation would you create to ensure the fastest calculation performance? A report variable in business objects reporting client, a calculated column in SAP HANA information model, an input parameter in an SAP HANA model, a calculated measure in SAP business objects universe. Participants, what do you think is the right answer? So always logic should be close to data. Data should be always close to the logic. This is the client. Universe is also the client. So here, what is executing inside the SAP HANA system? What calculations are executing inside the HANA system? Where logic is kept close to data. A calculated column in an SAP HANA information model. TC here is talking about the calculations. Calculations can be executed inside the native HANA. Why? Because logic and data both are close together. When logic and data is close together, you can execute faster. So in the first answer, it is about a client. The fourth answer, it's also in the client. But here it is executing inside the HANA model for a calculated column. So input parameters can also do calculations, but calculated columns can give more performance than the input parameters. Next question, question number 29. Which of the following remote data sources can you access with SAP HANA Smart Data Access? Participants, what is Smart Data Access? A Smart Data Access can access data on demand. A Smart Data Access can access data on demand. So when you're accessing data from Smart Data Access, from which remote sources can you access data? So these are the different options that are available, but please see, we go to the Smart Data Access, provisioning, good minute please. Just a minute please. So in this case, so when we right click on the remote source, click new remote source, and here we could see in the adapter name, we see these are the different remote sources like AAC, Teradata, IQ, HANA, Hadoop, Generic ODBC, Oracle, MS SQL, Netezza, DB2, MaxDB, Hadoop, MI, Aura. So these are different file adapter names. So if I go back to the HANA Studio, to the PDF, so here you can see which of the following remote data sources can you access in SAP HANA Database Access. SAP NetWeaver Business Warehouse, Microsoft SQL Server, Apache Hadoop, Teradata database, SAP Sybase, Adapt to Server Enterprise. So basically these are the, this is the question. Now please help me participants. Which one does the Smart Data Access doesn't support here? So here you see it supports Microsoft SQL Server DC. MS SQL is supported. Apache Hadoop is supported. Teradata is supported. AAC is supported. Hadoop is supported. AAC, Adapt to Server Enterprise is supported. And Apache Hadoop is supported. Only that it doesn't support is the BW. SAP Business Warehouse. So in this case, the answer is, which of the following remote data sources can you access? Okay, it is can you access. This can you access. Okay, you can access Microsoft SQL Server, you can access Hadoop, you can access Teradata database, and so all these four you can access. So it is C, D, and E, but also please see, this is also right answer. You see here, MS SQL also is supported. So MS SQL is also the right answer. So the question says only 3, but you also have the 4th answer, which is the right answer. So all the 4 are the right answers. Now question number 30. When you use SAP landscape transformation, SLT replication, which of the following can you set up in the advanced application settings? When you use the SAP landscape transformation, SLT, when you use the SAP landscape transformation SLT replication, which of the following can you set up in the advanced application setting? So what can you set up in the advanced application setting? Change the character field length of a table. Change the target table for a specific record of a table. Assign a specific mass transfer ID to a table. Add a field to a table. Change the character field length of a table. Change the target table for a specific record of a table. Assign the mass transfer ID to a table and add a field to a table. So where is this advanced application setting? Where do you find this option? Participants, where do you find this advanced application setting? Excuse me. You find this advanced application setting, PC. Let us go to SAP logon. Let us double click on SLT. Provide the username as best. Enter the T code. So here this is called as advanced application settings. So in the advanced application settings, this is called as the T code IUUC underscore REPL underscore content. Now what do you do with this T code? What is the purpose of this T code? So in this T code, what we can do is, when the data is transferring real time from source to target, in between we can massage data by writing different transformation rules. So what kind of rules you can do here? You can add a field to a table. You can change the target table for specific records of a table. Change the character field length of a table. Assign a specific mass transfer ID to a table. So what can you do and what you cannot do? So you can add a field to a table. So how can you add? Please see, I'll just show you how can you add. If you go back, but we require a configuration. So without configuration, it is not possible. So only when you have configuration, you can see. Let me show you one configuration. Let me log into S4 HANA. IUUC underscore REPL underscore content. Once you go to this, let me show you. Just checking if any RFC is there. Sorry, 1 minute please, I'm just checking. Okay, I think I'll show you the next week when the configuration is there. Once again, I will show this question. But now again, I need to recreate configuration. No RFC is there, I need to recreate. It is going to take some time. So once the connection is there, I'll show it in the next week. So for now, the answer for this question is you can add a field to a table. We can only change data when data is getting transferred from SAP system to HANA system. So for this, the answer is A and D is the right answer.
Thank you, participants.